Hey everyone, welcome back to another amazing tutorial. Today we're making this amazing 3D AR experience, which is also interactive. Look at what happens when I click on this little 3D model right here. It animates so smoothly and so nicely. All this in Adobe Xd and a little free website called WiARframe. So without further ado, let's just get started with the tutorial. So make sure that you start a new project. I'll be starting my new project with the iPhone 10 mockup on the left right here. I'll click on this in Adobe Xd. Once you're inside Adobe Xd, I want you to create a quick rectangle right below here. By clicking on the R key on the keyboard, you'll be able to drag out and create a quick rectangle like this. Don't worry if the measurements are off a little bit, it's alright. Make sure it looks like a rectangle, that's enough. The border radius on this rectangle should be around 24 pixels and that looks really good, really smooth. Make sure that you have removed the border from here. The next thing we'll do is click on T on the keyboard, create a little text box here, and I'm gonna say 3D AR or something like that. And I'm gonna click on this. Make sure that this is a blue color, which could be any blue color. I'm just gonna pick just like that without any pre-selection here, and I'm gonna make sure it's 100% in opacity. The font I'm using is Nanito Sans. It's free of cost. I'll have a link in the description. So once we have placed it right here, I'm gonna drag it out while holding Option. What happens then is it basically copies this text here, and I'm gonna maybe describe this. 3D animated objects. And that's about it. And I'm just gonna change this to a smaller text, like say around I don't know, 16 pixels, 16 points. This is a little too small. I'm just gonna make it maybe 20. That is fine for now. I'm gonna change the weight to regular in this case, and I'm gonna make this a gray. And for gray, a quick way to make this a gray color is by saying 333 right here in the color, and there you go, you have this gray text written right here. So I've basically made the whole card here. As you can see, I have some images here and a read more text displayed right here. I'm just going to make sure it aligns with everything else. By the way, I will have the Adobe Xd file in the description for you to download and get started without doing all this hard work. The next thing I want to do is just drag out and make sure everything here is selected. Right click and say group. You can also click on Command G or Control G to group any objects like this. And what I'm going to do is, while this group is selected, I'll click on Command E or Control E. What will happen is it will export it into any one folder that you like. I'm just going to select my downloads folder here. I'm going to name this AR text or something like that, and I want to export as a PNG. Make sure it's a PNG and export for design. That is fine. I'm just gonna export this. Now to actually animate the AR design here, I want you to open a website called WiARframe, WiARframe.com. And they allow you to prototype AR designs using your phones and try it out. Once you have logged in, you will get a dashboard that looks just like this. And I want you to click on Create WiARframe. And if you click on that, you'll get various options right here. I want you to name it something. I'm going to name it something like Punit Chawla, which is of course my name right here. Videos every Monday and Thursday, remember that. Here you can choose which surface you would like to put the AR object on. So in this case, I am going to put it inside a garden area. So I want it to be on the floor like this. And I'm going to increase the area to close to about 20 meters or so. And in this case, I'm just going to make it public so I can share this whole AR prototype with you down in the description. I'll click on create and it will just write everything and load everything up for me. As you can see, it has created an AR surface, which I can of course adjust based on my angles. I can zoom in by scrolling in or pinching in from my laptop. And as you can see, this is me right here. This is you who is displaying from your phone right here. And based on this person, we will place everything right here. So if I click on this arrow on the corner right here, I will get all these options. Well, there's just one option, new object. I will click on new object and we will bring in the image that we had saved in Adobe Xd earlier. I'll click on 2D and I can just go to my Finder view. So as you can see, I had saved this earlier as this AR PNG right here. I'm just gonna select this image. I'm just gonna drag that into this right here, into this panel here, and it will basically upload it for me. Once that is done, you can preview it here and you can give it any other name. For now, I think this is fine, and I'll go ahead and create an object. As you can see, this is really big and I really can't see myself anymore or that person anymore. I'm going to make a few changes in this. While this is selected, I'll click on position to basically change the position of this image, and I'll make sure that the Y is increased a little bit. That way it will rise above the ground so that it's not sticking to the ground like that. And I will also increase the Z axis in this case, which means I will basically be pushing it further away from this person right here. I will scroll down a little bit and click on scale right here, and I will also decrease the width a little bit, and it will simultaneously decrease the height for us. Make sure it's almost actually to the minimum so that you can only display it in front of you like this. Okay, now comes the fun part where we place the actual 3D objects. The next step will be to go to this website called free3d.com, and I will search for a mill. I really like this floating island mill, which was really cool, and we can implement that very easily. As you can see, this is a low poly island mill right here, which is floating on top of a surface. Once you're on this page, go ahead and quickly download it. Once downloaded, you will find a folder like this with multiple folders inside here. In this case, you either need a FBX file or an OBJ file. I'll go for OBJ since for me it's more familiar. I'll basically drag this OBJ file into this cloud right here, which will basically upload it automatically. Once that is done, you'll see this very plain white looking object file right here. I will go back to the same folder, and inside here I have something called .mtl, which basically imports the materials required. Once I've done that, I'll drag this MTL file into this styles block right here, and that will basically import all the materials and colors and everything needed. Now it has added all the materials, textures as well as colors to this .obj file right here. I'll scroll down and I'll click on save right here. We don't need to change anything else. As you can see, this 3D object is really big. We want it to be behind this card right here and also slightly smaller. So just like we did earlier, I will increase the Z value or Z value, whatever you want to call it, so that it is way behind this card right here. I'll then scroll down and maybe decrease the scale a little bit by decreasing the width. It will automatically decrease everything else as well. Now comes the fun interaction bit. If I click on interactions, it will give me new interactions button right here. I'll click on that. And under this, we have various actions that the user can do. Glimpses at the object, looks away from the object, approaches the object, and a lot of cool AR related actions right here. But in this case, I'm going to click on taps on the object. I'll click on that. Under this, there'll be another drop down. I'll click on the other drop down right here. And inside this, I have various objects and actions right here. App effects, we have open URL. You can open another WiARframe. You can call an API, but that's all for developers. In this case, we want the 3D image, which is IM, which is what we've named it, to do something. There's another third option that we're gonna get, and at this stage, we actually tell it what to do. And we can say 3D rotate, we can tell it to scale up, we can even tell it to animate if it is an animated 3D object. I have this really cool action called start. For something like that island, a spinning island looks amazing, and I'm gonna click on it and it will basically start spinning once I click on the object on the screen on my phone. I can name the interaction. I'll name the interaction spin, as simple as that, and I'll say create. Once done, you can add as many interactions you like: scale up, scale down, rotate on a 3D axis. You can even add animations to your 3D objects right here. But for now, I'm going to leave it as that. And as you can see on this phone right here, I am able to display it and also spin it around a certain axis, and it looks absolutely amazing. I hope you liked today's video. If you did, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Also hit that thumbs up button if you did like the video. I post every Monday and Thursday, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss on any of my videos. I'll see you in the next one. God bless.